We're back! Matt Chat Podcast, Paul Ciatto, Frank Ciatto, Christopher, Bowflex Shay.
Christopher Tricep Shay.
We got a garage spot, too. Put that on the film.
Yeah, we'll talk about it when I come out. We'll get back to another episode, but that's actually good that happened. So, today, guys, we had a really good topic, and something that I'm going to be honest. Not that I'm never not honest here in these shows, but something that was brought to my attention. And I'm going to try and be as anonymous as possible, but it may not end up that way, because to be quite frank, I don't give a shit.
It's not going to end up that
way. It doesn't. And we talk a lot about on the podcast about, work ethic and athletes and their potential and so on and so forth. And I know my son and his friends are all right now partaking in spring football, for the college season. They're getting ready. Obviously, the spring session now. They've been in it for a month now. They're starting to tailor off. It's going to finish soon. And they'll be out of school. They'll be back home and so on and so forth. So, speaking with my son and going over, he's having a great spring, and there's always the conversation of who didn't come back or who quit or so on and so forth. And he got into a conversation with me about I guess some players or some teammates or whatnot, or I guess former, that just decided that I'm not going to spring football.
So they want to play fall, but they don't want to go to the spring?
Well, allegedly, they quit, they're done, and then here you are, another 2 weeks left of spring football, and then you're going up to your teammates and saying, well, I'll be back in August for camp.
Well, it's like the jiu-jitsu union we have here.
Yeah.
Easy with the jiu-jitsu union. You're still a brown belt.
So the point being is that for me as a coach,
those guys are done.
As a professor, as a coach, as a mentor, as a father, okay, if you okayed that your kid didn't take part in the spring practices of any sport, you are a fucking asshole. And in my humble opinion, any coach that would let any kid come back after the team broke their ass from January with formal/informal team lifts and team meetings and learning X, Y, and Z, and then formally going into the spring football season, right to the end, to go to your former teammates, or whatever you want to call them at this point, and say, oh, I'll be back in August. I can tell you, if Coach Ciatto's the coach, you're told your services are no longer needed here. Because that's not the character I want on my team. I don't care what the sport is.
Are these kids freshmen?
I don't.
I mean, not that it really matters, but no. I'm trying to wrap my head around.
I'm going to say yes and no.
Because here's the thing.
A teachable moment.
Yeah, if you're a freshman and you've done let's be honest.
Yeah.
Most people quit athletics at the college level their sophomore year.
Yeah.
Why? They didn't play.
Right.
They fucking had to go through all the BS, and they don't want to go through all the BS again.
I know in particular there's been a couple of those situations based on conversations I've had, but the point being is, I've also had it where it was condoned by the parents.
But here's the other thing I was going to say. I get it. If you went through the whole year, let's say, for example, this is a different scenario I'd like to think. You went through all of the regular season football. You did the lifts. You did spring football. Your sophomore year, you say, shit, this isn't for me. I'm not coming back. You take that year off. Now, your junior year, you start saying, you know something? I really, really missed football. I'm going to come back. I think you're allowed to come back at that point. My thing is, if you do half the year and then quit, because remember, you quit. You chose not to come back for spring ball. You're fucking done. You are done. But if it's just, if for some reason your grades weren't as good as they can be, if your grades weren't as good as they can be, and you want to take a year off to get your GPA up or something like that, but then you come back your junior year?
I don't agree.
Yeah. So you mean the minute you quit, or the minute you say I'm taking a time off, it's a wrap?
I have a little bit.
Even if you finished that whole year, you did everything.
I'm in the middle. Because here's the thing. You can't go the academic route because it's fucking college. So what are you there for? Like, I'm not gonna name the college, but there's colleges out there that say, did you come here to play school? Okay? That's not a fucking school I want my kid going to.
Right.
And my son's a college
I agree.
athlete. But at the same time, that's why when my son and your son, which I can speak of, when they go through their sports activity, their sports, which is year-round, regardless of the sport, I don't give a shit. Your grades better be good.
No,
that's
absolutely.
what you're there for. So to come out with, and any parent is, oh, I told them it's okay to concentrate on academics. Well, you're a fucking lazy motherfucker. And you're conveying the wrong message, because that's not how life works. Period. Oh, I'm going to give this up today because I got to concentrate on that. No, life does not work that way. So you're conveying a message that it's okay to take a break from something because either, and listen, let's be honest here. Half these people in these situations in athletics in college are because A, they realize they're not good enough. B, they're never going to play or never going to start. And C, they've got a parent behind them that is delusional about their athletic ability from the beginning. Okay? And instead of telling the truth and saying, well, maybe you need to change your position or you need to work harder, or not maybe, these are things you need to do. And if you really get evaluated and say, listen, you're never going to play at that position, where else can you play? Go to your coach. Be honest. We always talk about the honesty in these type of situations. So when I hear about that and I'm told these situations, it infuriates me. It infuriates me because it's to the point where what message you conveying. So to say, well, I'm going to do this because this suffered. Well, then you don't belong there. That's why it's called student athlete. You mean to tell me that in huge Division I programs that these kids don't have to maintain both? They absolutely have to maintain both.
Right.
And when college coaches recruit you, whether it's Division I, II, or III, they're recruiting character.
Oh,
athletic
absolutely.
ability is a major part of it. But they want people that are going to graduate and be leaders.
Or more,
and contribute.
this is what they really need. Just for you guys to know out there, they need people who can maintain eligibility. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
If they see a hyper athlete who's dumb as a rock,
Right.
and is more than likely going to get kicked off the team or put on academic suspension so they can't play, they move to the next guy.
Well, I'll tell you
Or-
right now
or
from
gal.
experience. When I played AFL and semi-pro, I can't tell you how many guys had full scholarships to Division I schools, lost it because drugs, gang violence, arrests, or something as simple as I don't want to be in at curfew on Friday night
Right.
at 10 o'clock. And they got kicked off the team. And to me, that's not, I'll say this all the time. People say people are born with talent. I don't believe that. You look at LeBron, you look at Michael Jordan. What's the same thing that they both did? Before games, after games, they're practicing. Since they were young, they're practicing. Days off, they're practicing, they're grinding, they're honing their tools.
Dennis Rodman
Talent's
would ride
made.
the bike after a full NBA basketball game for 45 minutes after playing a full game. And the guy's the greatest rebounder of all time in the NBA.
Just to get
You're
his
not
legs
born
right?
with that.
Just-
Because he's getting himself better, and he's a high-level athlete.
So that brings me to my point to what
know.
you guys were saying before. What would you do? You come to me, spring brawl is over. Hey, Coach Frank, I want to play. I know I wasn't here for spring. I'm going to go, great, I'm glad to hear that you're back. Well, let's have a serious conversation.
Correct.
You not only owe me, you owe your teammates.
Right.
However many push-ups we did for spring practice, however many sprints we did for spring practice, how many reps we did for spring practice, because if you are not putting in the time, like the guy next to you is, okay, and dedicating yourself like the guy next to you is, you're not going to be right for this team. In football, I have to rely that you're going to do what you're going to do. I got to rely that I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and we need to focus on that. So there's got to be that trust. If you're not putting in that work, if you're not putting in that practice, if you're not putting in those reps, you're dead to this team. So you want to play ball in the spring? Here's what I need you to get back up to.
That's fair.
And you're definitely riding the pine for the first game, at least, because there's no way that I can.
And how do you even justify that to the other players? Say, dude, I've been here working my butt off all spring,
But all
and then-
year,
all
all
exactly.
year.
It's
And
going
all
to
of
be a
sudden-
conversation in front of everybody.
Oh, I feel
because
like
I'm
it
going to have
has
a
to.
conversation with the kid, but then I'm going to sit and say, hey, look, Jimmy wants to come back, guys. Now, as a good coach, I think this is a teachable moment. I'm not just going to throw him the stray. But let me ask you a question. You guys have all been here for spring ball. You've all been sweating. You've all been crying. You've all been busting your ass. Should we let him back on the team? And if so, what
That's
should
a
he have
fair
to go through?
conversation. That is a fair
Because
conversation.
you know what's going to let me know? It's going to let me know if you're real or not. Because if you're willing to go through the shit that we're going to put you through now to be on the team, you really gave a fuck. But if you don't, I know I'm wasting my time with you. Goodbye.
Well,
Goodbye.
two points to that. The first one is, if you're dealing with a student athlete who's never even done that before, who's always it's always been that continuous cycle.
Consistent, yeah.
That consistent model you're describing just doesn't doesn't do anything, blah, blah, blah. Why waste the time if you're going into your sophomore, junior year? Why? What are you doing? You're not helping anything at this situation. The second part of it is, let's take for instance now, let's say that you are now going to start your next college season, no matter what the sport is, okay? And let's take football for instance, and you got a brand new coaching staff, brand new head coach, that's implementing a brand new defensive and offensive scheme. How the hell do you not show up for spring football to start the learning process?
How are you even going to be on the same page as the rest
Yes,
of the team?
how? How do you show up in August for camp when you didn't spend the 8 weeks at spring ball learning and then taking that and having to continue to study throughout until you return, okay, to be able to compete? How? What person, what parent, what teammate tells a student athlete it's okay to take the spring ball season off? Especially when you have a new fucking coach.
Yeah, that's weird.
And especially if you've never played. Even before the new coach.
If you do
How
that,
do you do that?
You're hurting the kid, man, because you're lying to the kid.
But then again, it
by
goes
telling him
back.
he could do without the preparation.
Well, that's my point. It goes back to at the end of the day, we've talked about this 1,000 times. The kid saying that is a reflection of who?
Whoever's teaching him. Whether
Who
it's the
is?
parents,
Yeah.
whether it's
It's
the
the
parents
parent.
or whoever. I mean, they may not have parents. They could have somebody
It's
who's
the parents.
Their
Unless it's a situation where there's no parent or there's,
That's what I'm saying, like the
but,
guardian or
but
whatever.
if you've got parents at home or a parent, and that parent is telling you it's okay because you make up a fucking excuse about schoolwork and so on and so forth when you don't. Like, I put up something on my page the other day. You don't want to be in the weight room all year? That's why you sit. You don't want to go to team meetings and go and hone your craft? That's why you sit.
But wait, so let me
regardless of who's there, but on top of the fact, you've got a new regime of coaching there. And you don't show up? You don't show up
Well,
to
more
learn?
importantly, this is how I look at it. Whether or not you show, you quit. There's a difference.
There's a big difference.
It's not that you didn't show up,
Yeah.
you quit.
Right.
Okay? That's why my scenario was they did everything. Their sophomore year, they just chose not to come back for whatever reason. And they understood, you know what? I missed it too much. And maybe halfway, at the end of the season, they say, hey, coach, I want to get back involved in spring
Listen.
ball and I want to start playing again. Is that a different scenario?
It's
or is that-
no, but here's the thing. Like, having been in a scenario like that to a degree where it's an uphill battle at the previous level, listen, it's all a learning and teaching moment. Because guess what?
Yeah, 100.
Like I told my son before he got to college, you're going to have to make it so they don't ignore you. You're going to have to do everything you need so that you are on the field
you
because
stick
they
out.
have no choice.
Well, I had conversations with
Yeah.
them like, you need to
Yeah.
go to practice
Yeah.
and find a fucking
And the-
excuse
the-
or reason to make something happen and be
But
like,
the bottom
hey,
line
coach.
is you have to fucking practice like you want to play. But we did that at the previous level. He's having great success at the collegiate level, okay? But the teaching moment is this. You're going to run into people in your athletic careers, whether it's coaches, ADs, okay? Maybe parents for that matter, I don't know, that you may not gel with, or you may think they're X, Y, and Z. They may not care about you. You have to overcome them. That's the point. And how do you overcome them? You overcome yourself. All right? I'm not saying that there's instances where there's not instances where you have to make a stand and be a whistleblower. You absolutely have to. It's part of fucking life because if someone doesn't do it, people will suffer later on. But as far as the student athlete's concerned, if you've got a parent that's blaming a fucking coach, okay, because you're too ignorant to understand that you've taught your child the wrong way as far as preparation, as far as team play, as far as discipline, work ethic, all those things, and saying, it's on you. Okay, you need to overcome that person so that you can be successful. Because guess what? When it's all said and done, and college ends, and they stop cheering your fucking name, life begins. And there's nothing harder than life. Okay? Life doesn't give a shit about how many guys you pin in the wrestling mat, how many touchdowns you score, how many home runs
Whether
you
or
fucking
not
hit.
you went to spring ball or not.
Right. They
doesn't
don't give a shit. Because you know what? You saying I'm not going to go to spring ball because my pussy hurts is just an example. It's an example of what you're going to do in life when you're throwing a fucking curveball. That's the point. That's what defines you. And because you got a parent that thinks it's okay, fuck fucking shame on you. You're hurting the kid. You're hurting the kid.
You're hurting the kid for the rest of his life.
life.
Well, I'll say this.
Because there are no crutches in the real world.
I'll say this to
None.
the kids too, because I came from look, God bless my parents, but my parents weren't really into sports. They had no idea how to, like what you're doing with your kids. Hey, sports, college, here's the plan, here's the path, follow it. I didn't have that. I had to figure out on my own. But I'm not sitting around boo-hooing because mommy and daddy didn't tell me to go to spring ball or whatever have you.
Yeah, but at the same time, you also grew up in a house where everyone worked their ass off.
But that's what I'm saying.
There was an example of work ethic. There was an example. The template was put forth to you of
For
what
work.
it takes
For work.
to succeed.
So that's
And
my
that's the
point.
point.
And survive.
One thing,
And survive.
if you're an athlete, the one thing that you have to, I love this quote. There's no such thing as luck. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And the only time, or the only way that that's going to facilitate in your life is if you're doing what you need to do to be prepared. Because opportunity is going to come, and it's going to pass you by, or you're going to grab it by the horns. And it's up to you whether or not you're prepared. It wasn't because someone didn't give it to you. It wasn't because you didn't get a fair shot. Your ass wasn't prepared. And if you feel like you're being shorthanded, or someone's not giving you a hand to give you a leap forward, it's your own fault. Get in there and practice. Get in there and study. Get in there and do the extra things that you need to do to put yourself
Extra
in a,
things.
But that's what they don't understand. Everybody thinks that, it should. I'm going to a good school. I should have the connections that are going to put me in a position where I have the job afterwards. What do you mean it's not given to me? No. The only thing that you're guaranteed is death and taxes. Everything else you got to fucking work your ass off for. And if you're not, you're just perpetrating a
fallacy.
Well, you're perpetrating a lie. You're setting yourself up for failure. And there's nothing worse.
Well, that's the point. These years, what I'm trying to say is that, and what I have been saying is that these years are the template
Crucial.
for the rest of your life. You know, and
Not everybody's blessed with blue eyes.
It just fucking ruined your train of thought.
Always.
Where's the discipline stick? The producer's
Really?
gonna hit him.
Really?
Is that how you got to
Ever
college?
fucking do that again.
Dude, look at these.
Shut up! I don't want to hear about it. It's not a moment where you interject that bullshit with your eyes. Okay?
We're trying to educate the youth of America
believe
right
me,
now,
I'm
for
like-
Shay.
Please don't let me forget an
You're
episode.
ready to fucking nail it,
I was
Paul.
ready to nail it, and he fucking ruins it.
I'll build it up again.
Shut
Right
up.
now.
See
No,
what
I don't
Frank
want
said?
Yeah.
It's right there.
Again,
I'm building it up for
I'm
you.
gonna break your fingers. I'm gonna fucking break
This
your
one's
fingers.
ready for us.
I'll break all of them. Okay. It goes back to what I'm trying to say. It's the template of success. And you as a person, all right, to tell your child that it's okay to quit something in any way, shape, or form, or that it's okay to don't do that because of X, then you're not really successful in life. Period. I don't care what you put on Facebook. I don't care what you put on Instagram. I don't give a fuck what you tell people. I don't care about all your motivational shit. Because guess what? Talk is fucking cheap. And at the end of the day, guess what?
Results.
When game day comes, if you're sitting, it's because you haven't done what it takes. When the test comes and you fail it, it's because you didn't study for the test.
prepare.
Okay? And the reality of it all is this, is that it comes from somewhere. And I always say this. Your kids become you. Your kids are what they see. As parents, if you don't understand that, okay, then you're lost. And if you think that you're 100% perfect, I am far from perfect, but I also know what my strengths are, and my strengths will guarantee success in life, all right? And you need to reflect on yourself to say, is my life all that successful? Is my life all that great that I'm imparting bullshit wisdom on my son or daughter that later on I'm going to look back and say, man, I shouldn't have done that, because the definition of insanity is what? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. But more so, the respect factor that you touched on before. You're disrespectful, okay? You are disrespectful to be an athlete on any team and think it's okay, to take time off because of X, Y, and Z issues.
Or just try and shortcut it.
Yeah, outside of something that's really, really important, an injury or a family tragedy, a real fucking issue as to why you're not
We
there.
call that person a buddy fucker.
Okay, so the bottom
That's
line
what
is,
they are.
yeah, but the bottom line is, and you make up excuses because you're lazy and you want to put it on school and you want to say X, Y, and Z, man. You went there, when you went to college and you decided to be a student athlete, you decided right then and there,
make a
division, if it's division 1, 2, or 3, that you took on a second full-time job on top of your academic responsibilities, okay? And you are, at least in my house, okay, you are responsible to excel in both.
And held accountable.
And held accountable, and you are not to be any less in one or the other. Okay? You got a problem? Too bad. Work more. You got a problem? Too bad.
Fix it.
Do more. That's how you fix it. You don't blame this one and that one. Blame your fucking self for not instilling into that kid what they're supposed to do, male or female.
Well, see, like if I was on the team, I'd say, Coach, let him play. Let him play. Because I'm going to show you exactly why he should have played spring ball. When you line me up against him and I light him the fuck up, I'm going to stand over him and go, that's why you should have been here in the springtime. You know, like make him, there's no better lesson to learn that the fire is hot than letting somebody put their hand over the fire and burn it. Sometimes you got to burn your hand.
And what cracks me up the most is, like, as we all know, in collegiate athletics, they're evaluating you all the time.
All the time.
So, you know.
And it's a huge character test, too.
My son got the greatest compliments. I want to talk about it now, but he's doing something completely different in his football career. Oh, shit.
What?
He's doing something completely different in his football career than he's ever done since youth, and he's excelling at it. Okay? And that's when he was pulled into a room by his coach and said, I want you to do this because I see X, Y, and Z in you. You can do it. You have the ability. That's why we're doing this. Okay? And
it's working.
And it's working. Because then it goes back to, again, going to somebody that knows what the fuck they're looking at.
Right.
I've always known what his ability is, but now I got someone that he's forgotten more about the sport of football than I'll ever know in my life, saying this is what we're going to do. So if he didn't go to spring football and didn't do all the workouts informally and didn't have his one-on-one meeting with the coach.
He wouldn't have found out.
How?
This. Right.
So that's my point. So those people that decided, I'm just going to, again, I just don't understand how it's allowed and you're allowed to return. Maybe that's not the case. I don't know. But B, even more so in a championship level program.
And how is a student friend, student athlete supposed to respond to that? Like,
Correct.
Is he supposed to say, "Oh, that's great. You basically had a
Said
nice
fuck the
summer
team."
off, a nice
Exactly.
spring off"?
Yeah, but it depends. It depends. Again, this is what I mean by
I give my friend
it's
hell.
a teachable moment,
Yeah.
and I say, let him come back on the team, and I'm going to tell the team to ride his ass. But I'm also going to tell the kid, don't think you skip spring ball and you're coming and you're starting your position. That's not how it's going to work.
You gotta earn that-
What about if you've never started? That's my point.
That's
My
even
point-
worse.
That's
Then
my
you're further in the
point.
hole.
That's
even
my
worse.
point is, what I'm talking about is, I'm talking about players that they've been there 2 years. Let's say, like you said, going into junior year. Okay, if that's the case. And you've never seen the field.
Then I'm going to sit down
You've
with you.
never
and say-
seen the field.
then I'm going to sit down
And
with
then-
you.
Yeah, but then you're going around. It's obviously nobody's told you the truth. All the things I've discussed before. Okay, you're a perennial scout team player. All right. The other side of that coin is, all right, maybe you're comfortable with that.
As a new coach.
Then be comfortable with it. But at the same time, don't go tell your fucking teammates, oh, I'm going to come back in August. I'd be like, what?
As a new
Keep
coach,
your
you need to
fucking
show me
ass at home.
something.
For what?
You need to show me
For
something.
what?
Exactly. For what? Why are you coming
For
back?
what? Coming back for what? Why? So you could say you're on a team? Why?
That's it.
Because you're on a fucking team?
I need
That's
a body
what you
to
do?
beat up.
What are you there for?
Put him on backup D. I'll light him up all day.
Yeah. No, listen, and
I need bodies to beat up.
I tend to agree with you on that. But what I'm saying to you is the greater message is, what are you conveying? Again, and it goes back. I'm not even going to blame. I can't put the coach in this because you're not dealing with that. You're dealing with a situation where, like, I feel the message is being conveyed by a parent.
It's a teachable moment because I could sit down with the kid and say, one of two things are going to happen. You're going to crumble, or you're going to take this adversity, look at it in the face, and overcome it. It's the opportunity to do it. What you do here, though, is going to determine how we handle this in the future. Because what do you want to do? You want another year of X, Y, Z, and at the end of the year, we're going to go, don't even bother coming back? Or do you want to pick up your skirt, grab your balls, and really commit to it? Now, whether or not you start, I don't know. But one of my favorite movies is Rudy. Short guy, not meant for the team, but didn't fucking give up. Got back on the line. Coach, I can go again. Coach, I can go again. That's character. Even if you don't become the star football player you want to be, you are going to grow as a human being and a young man becoming an adult from that experience. So as a coach, I'm going to give you the I'm always going to give you the opportunity to show me something. Whether or not you show me is up to you. That may not be on the main stage. It may not be on some important event. Because you know who's going to get the ball when it's time to score or get the extra 2? The person who's been grinding it out all year round, showing me the consistency.
But the other part of this, though, is we're speaking about college athletics, is that when a college coach tells you, and they do, every year, they're looking to recruit kids to replace your kid.
You better believe it.
You can't be that way. You know, I don't disagree
Do they
with
have
you saying.
do they have a limited amount of squad? I mean, can't they have as many people on the team as possible?
No. They
have a specific man around?
I'm not sure.
Even
But
like on a practice squad or
I'm
something?
not sure.
Because I'll throw him on the practice squad. But you're going to need to show me something.
Yeah, but at the same
You got to
time,
earn your spot.
You gotta
That's
show
the
me
bottom
something.
line. And if you've
Listen.
never had a spot, then I would just say thanks anyway.
To relate to what you're saying, I've said this before. Who's the toughest kid in school? The toughest kid in school is the kid that goes out for the wrestling team, never wins a match, and goes back every year.
Yeah.
That's a kid you don't want to mess with in life. Okay? That is the way I'm relating this to. So now you take it to the next level where it's about winning. It's about performing. It's not about just showing up. Okay? And it's a year-round practice. I had someone tell me one time, oh, you know, my son, he loves lifting weights. Your son don't love lifting weights? Your son's not in the fucking gym. My son loves lifting weights. Your son does not. And it's not lifting weights, it's called training. They need to love to train. Okay? And it doesn't determine because they didn't like the strength and conditioning coach. Or when so-and-so was there, it was better. Guess what? Athletes and winners train. Because that's what they have to do. Okay?
Everybody trains. If you're in a job,
Yeah,
you train
train.
to be better at your job.
But that's my point.
Whatever you want to do in life,
Right.
you train at it.
But this is
if you want to get better.
This is the example I'm trying to say, that
Yeah.
you're blaming a strength and conditioning coach as to why your kid doesn't go to team lift anymore?
So I guess,
fucking
I mean,
break.
I don't play football, but I'm assuming that's not really important for the game of football. Strength and
No,
conditioning.
no, you don't. If you don't, no, not having a suit of armor underneath your pads is not important. But the point being is, it's for any sport.
Right.
But the fact that you tell that, and this guy said this to me, and I'm like, what am I in a fucking bizarre world? You know, what was your kid doing during the winter break? Wasn't here with the rest of the fucking college athletes. What was your kid doing in spring? Playing tiddlywinks.
It's why,
You
my
know?
son, it's why my son's not even coming home for
Yeah.
Easter.
So my point is that this is what I'm trying to say to you. It becomes a scenario like, what do you live in the fucking bizarre world, you know? And then you want to propagate and you want to wear the school colors and blah blah blah, when your kid's not even part of the fucking team. You're not part of the team.
Right.
You're part of bullshit. Okay, and that's kind of shit that we ran from in high school. You know what I mean? So it becomes a scenario. It's like, you know what, man, in college, I don't care what the sport is. It's kill or be killed. And anyone doesn't think so, Division 1, 2, or 3, you are out of your mind ignorant.
You know, they all want the benefits of a nice place, but nobody knows that rent's due every day.
Yep.
Yeah, it's true.
Absolutely.
They don't want to pay
Good
it.
point.
No, you're 1,000% correct. So, again, it blows my mind, and I sit back and and just in the last statement to kind of wrap it up is, you know, when you get to the college level, it separates the men from the boys. Okay, and the particular situations I was describing here today, those are the boys. So, in my opinion, walk away. Because you're not a man. You're not even being told how to be a man. You're not even embracing the challenge to be at that level. Okay?
Yeah, they're cutting
it's not
corners.
high school. It's college, no matter what division. And it's all about winning and performance. It's a full-time job. It's 365 days a year, regardless of what your sport is. And if you're not willing to do what you need to do, don't make excuses. When the excuse is you. Guys, we're going to wrap it up. Paul Ciatto, Frank Ciatto, Christopher Shay, Peter Oberk, and that's that. There's nothing you can do about it.